Overthinking is like a veil that darkens our thoughts and distances us from inner peace. We become trapped in the past, fear the future, and lose ourselves in a present that never seems enough. But what if I told you there's a way to free yourself from this mental chaos? Buddhism offers profound teachings that not only calm the mind but transform the way we live. Today, I'll share with you 6 powerful principles to guide you toward a serene and clear mind so you can experience the peace and clarity you've always sought. You're just one step away from transforming your life. Dear friends, I invite you to subscribe to our channel so we can continue exploring the paths of serenity and inner balance together. If this resonates with you, please give this video a like. Now let's begin. Teaching 1. Overthinking creates suffering. Let go of what you can't control. How often do we find ourselves trapped in a whirlwind of thoughts, replaying past mistakes, fearing future uncertainties, or drowning in an avalanche of ideas? The Buddha taught us a profound truth. Suffering isn't caused by events themselves, but by our reactions to them. When we overthink, we cling to control, but trying to control the uncontrollable only breeds anxiety and stress. The key to liberation. Learning to let go. Ask yourself, is this something I can actually control? If the answer is no, then why hold on? The renowned Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh once shared a powerful story. A man kept pushing a boulder uphill, exhausting himself. Thich Nhat Hanh simply asked, "Why push a rock that won't move? Let it go and the path will clear." Exercise. When overthinking takes over, pause. Place one hand on your chest, the other on your abdomen, and breathe deeply. List the things you can control, your breath, your next action, and release the rest. Repeat, "This is not in my control, I let it go." Teaching 1. Overthinking creates suffering. Let go of what you can't control. How often do we find ourselves trapped in a whirlwind of thoughts, replaying past mistakes, fearing future uncertainties, or drowning in an avalanche of ideas? The Buddha taught us a profound truth. Suffering isn't caused by events themselves, but by our reactions to them. When we overthink, we cling to control, but trying to control the uncontrollable only breeds anxiety and stress. The key to liberation. Learning to let go. Ask yourself, is this something I can actually control? If the answer is no, then why hold on? The renowned Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh once shared a powerful story. A man kept pushing a boulder uphill, exhausting himself. Thich Nhat Hanh simply asked, "Why push a rock that won't move? Let it go and the path will clear." Exercise. When overthinking takes over, pause. Place one hand on your chest, the other on your abdomen, and breathe deeply. List the things you can control, your breath, your next action, and release the rest. Repeat, "This is not in my control, I let it go." Teaching 2. The past is gone, the future is uncertain. Focus on the present. We often dwell on past regrets or worry about what's to come, missing the only moment that truly exists, now. The Buddha said, "Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." A Zen story illustrates this. A monk crossing a river remained calm while his disciple feared the current. The monk said, "The river flows, but the only way to cross is to be present and trust the moment." Exercise. When your mind wanders, anchor yourself in the present. Focus on your footsteps, the sounds around you, or simply observe an object for 30 seconds. This practice brings you back to now. Teaching 3. Thoughts are like clouds. Let them pass without attachment. Our thoughts come and go like clouds in the sky. They don't define us. The Buddha taught, with our thoughts, we make the world. When we stop identifying with every passing thought, we free ourselves from their grip. Exercise. When a negative thought arises, say, "Thought, I acknowledge you, but I won't follow you." Then take 3 deep breaths to reset your mind. Teaching 4. Simplicity is freedom. Stop overcomplicating life. We burden ourselves with unnecessary worries, cluttering our minds. Buddhism teaches that happiness lies in simplicity. As the Buddha said, there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. Zen monks live by shibumi, The beauty of simplicity. By letting go of excess, we create space for peace. Exercise. List your priorities. Identify one non-essential task or worry you can release today. Simplifying reduces mental noise. Teaching 5. Practice mindfulness. Anchor your mind in your breath. Mindfulness brings us back to the present. The Buddha said, "When the mind is calm, the breath is calm." Focusing on your breath stops the cycle of overthinking. Exercise. Use the 4 to 7 8 technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Repeat 3 times to calm your mind instantly. Teaching 6. Trust impermanence. Nothing lasts, not even your struggles. Every hardship feels endless, but the Buddha taught, all conditioned things are impermanent. Pain, stress, and fear are temporary. Trusting this brings relief. Exercise. When facing difficulty, ask, will this change someday? The answer is always yes. Take a small step to accept the moment. Walk outside, listen to calming music, or sit in silence for 5 minutes. Teaching 7. The middle way. Avoid extremes, find balance. The Buddha taught that suffering arises from clinging to extremes, whether overindulgence or excessive self-denial. When we overthink, we often swing between obsession, I must solve this now, and avoidance, I'll ignore this forever. Practice. Next time you catch yourself trapped in black and white thinking, pause and ask, what is the balanced approach here? Breathe and find the middle path between overanalyzing and complete detachment. Teaching 8. Non-attachment to outcomes. Do your best. Release the rest. We suffer when we fixate on specific results. Buddhism teaches karma vipaka. Focus on actions, not fruits. Overthinkers obsess over what-ifs, but peace comes from doing your part while surrendering the need to control how things unfold. Exercise. After taking reasonable action, say aloud, I've done what I can. The rest is not mine to force. Visualize placing the outcome in a river and watching it float away. Teaching 9. Metta, loving kindness. Replace anxiety with compassion. Overthinking often stems from self-criticism or fear of others' judgments. Metta meditation redirects mental energy toward warmth and care for yourself and others. The Buddha said hatred never ends hatred, only love can. Practice. When spiraling, repeat silently, may I be free from this suffering. May I find peace. May all beings find peace. Feel the shift from fear to connection. Teaching 10. The 5 remembrances. Face impermanence with courage. These stark truths liberate us from overthinking's illusions. I am subject to aging. I am subject to illness. I am subject to death. All I cherish will change. My actions are my only true belongings. Exercise. When overwhelmed by trivial worries, recite one remembrance. Feel how it dissolves petty concerns and clarifies what truly matters. A life beyond overthinking. Your path to lasting peace. Overthinking is not just a habit, it's a prison we build for ourselves, brick by anxious brick. But today, you've been handed the keys to freedom. These 10 Buddhist teachings are not mere concepts. They are a revolution for your mind, a way to dismantle the walls of worry and step into the boundless space of presence. The transformation. Ahead. When you practice these principles consistently, something extraordinary happens. Your past loses its grip. No longer a chain of regrets, it becomes a teacher. Your future stops being a threat. It unfolds as a series of possibilities, not catastrophes. Your present expands. You'll taste life directly, without the filter of constant analysis. This is how monks and masters live, not in some unreachable state of bliss, but in a profound friendship with reality. And now, this wisdom is yours. Why this works when nothing else has, you've probably tried to think your way out of overthinking before. It never works, because the mind cannot solve problems created by the mind, like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. These teachings bypass thought entirely. They train you to relate differently to your mind, not fight it. That's why people spend lifetimes studying Buddhism, not because it's complicated, but because it's radically effective. Your challenge starting now for the next 30 days. Pick one teaching each week. Start with letting go of control. Use the exercises daily, especially the 4 to 7 to 8 breath when stress arises. Notice the rebellion. Your overthinking mind will resist. That's normal. Stay gentle but firm, like training a puppy. A final truth. There will be days you forget all this and get lost in thought again. That's not failure, it's practice. The goal isn't to never overthink, but to catch it faster from days to hours to minutes. Return quicker, like noticing you've wandered off a path and stepping back on. This is the path of the warrior, not against your mind, but for your freedom. The invitation if this touched you, bookmark this video. Return when you need reminding. Share it with one person who's stuck in their head. Your kindness might lift a weight they've carried for years. Subscribe. Every week, we go deeper into turning wisdom into lived freedom. Your mind has been a storm. Let these teachings be the sky, always here untouched by the chaos below. The first step is yours. Would you like a downloadable summary of these teachings for daily reminders? Let me know in the comments.